Let's talk about Biden for a moment, because it does seem like he is on the apologize for Trump NATO tour. It's like he feels the need to go around and tell our European allies that they shouldn't worry about America's commitment to NATO and that it was all Trump's fault. Of course, it was all Trump's fault. Everything's Trump's fault. Global warming is Trump's fault. So how has Biden handled NATO so far, especially as it relates to going forward? Because you did talk a little bit about how he's already kind of blown it, especially with Crimea when he was part of that administration. What about going forward here with NATO?
Well, Biden is content, and I think the Romney statement is a harbinger of that. He's going to go back to the globalist view instead of doing what needed to be done in the 90s. Okay, you've heard rumors and that even Putin and Gorbachev had asked about Russia being in NATO, and that was put on the table and kind of just poo-pooed, so to speak, and let it go. But you know what? What we need is a new approach to European security on the continent that is better than what the NATO alliance can provide, because the NATO alliance's military objectives are not clear. They cannot be clear. I've heard talk in the last 24 hours that the EUCOM commanders agreed that deterrence failed against Russia. Well, I got a news story for you. What the EUCOM commander didn't admit in his testimony was that there was no deterrence objective against Russia, because NATO has been out fighting Islamist terrorists and all kinds of other things and not paying attention to what its primary mission and what it was created and designed to do. And that has helped keep the peace and provide collective security on the continent of Europe when there are bad actors there, and we didn't do it.
Rob,
so we need a new approach.
Great insight. That's right. Weak sanctions equals Crimea. I mean, basically, or what happened in Crimea. I really appreciate it. Thank you, Rob. Appreciate it, Colonel.